Hello, my name is Hannah. I am a brand new PhD. Welcome to my channel. This class is shaped to assist graduate and postgraduate student, trainee, and young researcher who found themselves in a toxic research lab environment. Harassment and bullying are common, unfortunately, even in graduate school and scientific research labs. This is a tough topic and not easy to talk. Most of people who experience such a thing don't prefer to talk in public. Talking to people around them, including people who are bullying them or close to who is bullying them. Hiding with pain, feeling hopeless, or even haters. It is too difficult to survive that feeling. But first, it is important to highlight a point. Every good researcher knows well how to accept comments, suggestions, and critique. It is the way how we develop science. It is the way how we make sure scientific research work. However, there is a huge difference between critique and harassment, between commenting and shaming others, between suggesting good points or possible rooms for improvement versus destroying a researcher's self-esteem, dignity, and respect for nothing. Unfortunately, there is a misunderstanding of egos. Egos meant to be for self-protection, not allowing others to attack you and also attacking them. I don't know how popular it is within PIs, but definitely you will find in your way some PIs, bosses, lab managers, doctors, graduate researchers do this bullying, attacking other lab members, making problems without sense to new lab visitors, comers, or even long-term lab members. They think they are allowed to do this. They are right to do this, and nothing wrong bullying others around them. This is not right, and that's why we are here to talk about this topic. How to survive when you are surrounded with such ambiances that make you feel too negative, bullied, and make you withdraw yourself far and even stop developing or progressing during research. Second, I want to tell this clearly. This tape is not forcing you or convincing you in any way to continue in a research lab or a research team where you find yourself, your well-being is not maintained or kept intact. Please, if changing the research group, lab, field, or place will help you, just do it and do what it is good for you, for your well-being. Do it wisely. Follow your gut feeling. What I always say to my friends, change the lab or the program if this is the best solution available for you. But if you find it acceptable for you to continue and proceed until graduation or at the end of your agreement letter or contract, take it to the end. Take the challenging research experience and turn it into a unique, rich, successful research experience. Make it a fruitful time. It is very important to make it a fruitful time. If you can bear it, manage it, and you can feel that you are strong enough to continue in it. Do not quit by the first challenge, difficulty, while you are physically and mentally safe and intact. You are prioritized above anything else, and your physical and mental health the most important thing. You have to know this very well. Be resilient, resistant, and persistent in your limitations. Expand your limits, and that's the advantage of this type of career, meaning in research. It allows you to expand your limits, explore your self-strength in a healthy way. Do not ever overload yourself and find the balance. When the balance is not possible for your internal peace and the level of toxicity around you is beyond your strength to bear and carry on, just do the right move in the right time with the right people. If you are going to move out of a research team for this reason specifically, make sure you do it correctly toward your goodness and to a better lab. Do not drag too much energy remembering bad moments. Focus on the next steps, the future, and how to adjust for these movements. I know deeply how difficult it is. If you decide not to go to anywhere, you are saying, I am here until I'm done, and you want to continue with such a strong mind, then make yourself prepared and adopt the toxicity level. I'm not saying adopt it like become also toxic. I'm saying adopt to the environment that you remain strong. You can invest in yourself and in the materials in front of you to proceed and complete your research project successfully. Also go to define what is exactly making you sick of this research lab, then avoid it. I am going here to start with the worst cause, in my opinion, for a research lab to be toxic. If the toxicity is due to any sexual harassment or an inappropriate relationship between lab members, including the engagement of the PI in it, or important lab members controlling some research directions or having power over other lab members, then in my personal view, the best is to directly change the lab. You need to accept the fact this is not good at all. It is criminal. You don't have to bear this. You don't have to go over yourself to continue in such a toxic environment. You need to take an action urgently. It is serious. You must report this to officials, in my opinion. You need to have an evidence and or witnesses. You must make sure you have a recorded proper proof for this. However, if you don't have or no one wants to witness, including yourself, you still need to report it and move out of the lab right away as soon as possible. In particular, if you are the most damaged person, stand for yourself. Be strong and stop that to continue or going any further. If you are not sure how to respond and mentally you are not able to make the right decision, please consult professional assistance. Go to the police station and ask for help. If your school supports victims of sexual harassment, go to that office and request a counseling appointment. Definitely fight for your right as a victim of sexual harassment. Do not allow these harassments beat you. Don't allow this kind of people to victimize you or continue victimizing you. Please do not get scared, terrified. Do not quit your school, your dream and research field. Do not leave the research institute and keep your silent forever. If nobody stops these people from doing such a harassment, they will continue hurting everyone, not only you. Everyone come to their way. You deserve the best. So report it and move on toward a healthy research environment. My next point is a different type of toxicity. If the lab ambiances are toxic because of judging you or disrespecting you based on your skin tone, appearances, religious beliefs, or life insights, this is basically bullying. Be solid and remember that you do not need to prove to anyone on earth that you are right about yourself or they are wrong about you or about their beliefs. There is nothing wrong about you and your beliefs since they are not harming anyone, anything. Physical appearances are your nature, your taste of living. You should and shall never bother yourself or feel bothered by others' opinion about your appearances, about how you look. Who show you respect, show them the mutual respect. Who despise you, keep your respect intact by avoiding them and limiting contacting with them as much as possible. Limiting and eliminating contacting with them. Be professional and formal. If you sense any possible clash or disrespectful attitude toward you from anyone, in your life, including the duration of your career development, keep yourself formal with them and just communicate with them only when it has to come to work and perform research. Make sure the task is done properly. Do not allow people to attack you and deal with you as a prey often. I'm not saying be violent. I'm not saying be violent. I am saying be cautious, be decisive, and act as a defendant safely. One big advantage of technology is to email co-workers. Plus, the feature of CCing the boss. Multiple receivers can be CC'd with the same email as well. There is nothing wrong about that. You have the right to do it without hurting yourself or hurting anyone. There are problems may happen if you face-to-face discuss with people who are not getting along you or you are not getting along with them. There are things go misunderstood, there are information get missing, there are things are not taking their right place. So the best is to email, to document your work, point out the work efficiently and nicely, formally, in a well-written email. It takes time, I know, writing emails is not easy. It takes a lot of time, especially if you have a lot of things to do. But sending emails, it will save much on your side. Writing and sending email is a useful tool to waive clashes, skip misunderstanding, and a possible denial of receiving a certain information. Gossiping and lying are very common evils in toxic research labs. Oh my God. You don't imagine sometimes how some research labs are full of gossipers, exaggerators, liars, until you become in the core of that lab. You may find yourself hurt deeply with endless chain of gossiping, lying, disrespecting, which are even supported by the lab leaders, like the lab seniors and the PIs themselves. Do not be a gossiper. If you are a gossiper, stop doing that. Even if someone gossiped about you, lied about you, don't return back by gossiping and lying. Return it correctly. Don't allow yourself to roam around and around in this negative cycle. It is hurtful and useless to even spend energy on it. Be crystal clear. Don't go to the shady areas. Be crystal clear about your performance and work in the light so that everyone around you, work with you, knows very well how you are working correctly, so that no one can use their skills in gossiping to go over you and your hard work and bury your goodness and honest deeds in scientific research. You do not have to be a friend for everyone, and also you do not have to consider everyone as an enemy or a friend. Just learn people by time. I'm not generalizing, but I found the most people who come at the beginning to help me and show up themselves, they are helping me in front of everybody in a lab I join. They are the most people hurt me and lie about me and gossip about me in some research labs. Just allow time to be grateful for people who help you and also listen to them. Don't give your back for any assistance, but don't allow these people to get advantage of your learning process and hurt you or use you to hurt others. Just focus on yourself, achievements, and be smart to not be picked on yourself. Proceed. Every time you find yourself fall in a gossiping cycle, skip it, break the cycle nicely and without causing more problems and turn around in even worse gossiping story or in more toxic gossiping events, and just proceed. I'm going to talk now about other type of toxicity. Some research labs are toxic with loud and yelling PIs, whom their mouths are full of negative and toxic words. There are unhappy professors who think making a good scientist should include breaking the students' and workers' hearts and putting their self-esteem down to the ground. They make the whole lab run because they are scared of them, or they just want to make things done as they want, which is not right about science. It's not always the results or the data of how the work should be done. It should be done in this way because you are certain scientists want it to be done this way. It should be done correctly, what's unsuitable for the work and the type of data you want to collect. It is too sick environment to go with for years, if not even for weeks. Also, it makes lab members sometimes lie about their data or artifact their results or fake it even to satisfy the PI. And they hide it, and somehow years later or other research group they end up with not the same data, not because of how can I say the biological replicate and differences between biological samples. It's just because a certain researcher felt too much stressed out with yelling and negative environment, and they just want to make the work done to satisfy the PI and get a piece of relaxing work day without being yelled at. If you decide to continue working in such a lab all the way to the end of your research project, then you need to be careful. You need to be careful with your mental health and about the quality of your work. Also, be honest with your research performance, data collection and analysis. You want to be a credible and reliable scientist. You want to be proud of your achievements and published data and work in public. Do not allow your PI to turn you to a research clown, to a scientist joker. Focus on what is right, even if it is not satisfying your boss. Things will fall apart sooner or later if you don't perform the work properly and you hide mistaken data analysis, or you know inside yourself there is something wrong in your data and you did not tell about it to avoid being yelled or screamed or being the bad scientist on that day in front of your PI. The motivation for you here that things will fall in their right place eventually when you work properly, when you perform scientific research correctly. If you are in this type of labs, try every day to give yourself, either when you wake up in the morning or in the middle of the day, a moment where you take deep breath, relax and rethink to get rid of the stress come from such a loud environment. We came to the end of this video. I hope this will assist you during your research career development. Please, if you like the contents of this podcast, give it thumbs up, share it with friends and family, subscribe to my channel. That will help me to grow here and I will be so grateful for your support. Thank you for your watching and take care.